Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Nut Chubbs Reviews, where I bring you a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And today, we're going to be covering the Game Awards for 2020, which means my channel's been going for about a year now. I'm pretty sure I started uploading in October of last year. Obviously, it's November now, so I'm a little late, but I do remember covering the Game Awards last year. It was one of the first times that I did something that wasn't just a game review. And it's just fun to do, sit, talk about, discuss. Even if you don't watch the video for very long, you can still comment what you think is your game of the year, and I can reply, and we can talk, and that's fun. Um, as for that, I don't have every single award on here, and I got this all from thegameawards.com if you want to go see everything yourself. But I got it written down on paper. I'm just going to talk to you guys. And I don't have like every genre or every category because one, I either didn't play every game in that category, or I just didn't care about the category in general. But I do have most of them, and I'll start off with the obvious game of the year, the big one, which you might be interested in my opinion, or just know the nominations in general. We got Doom Eternal, which I played a little bit of this year, and my brother has beat. I didn't do a review on it, but I played it. Hades, which I haven't played, but Hades is like just loved and is all across the board on these Game of the Year nominations. Um, it's a roguelike indie game, and I don't know, I just can't say much about it. I kind of know about it. Um, and yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, which is probably one of my favorites of the Game of the Year nominations. Definitely go check out my review for that. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is just, oh my gosh, I hated this game. I just got a comment on my Final Fantasy VII Remake review, just someone else detailing their experience and enjoying the game. And I see the market for the game. It did inspire me to go play the original, but just go. I think it's one of my most viewed videos with like over 100 views of just me shit talking Final Fantasy VII Remake and how much I didn't like it. But yeah, we got that for Game of the Year. Got The Last of Us Part 2, which we all knew was going to get nominated and probably be a controversy, which so far I haven't seen anyone being controversial about it. I mean, these awards just did get put out, so I mean, I guess I haven't given it enough time yet. But I don't think it's any controversy that it's nominated. I don't think it should fucking win. But yeah. And then Animal Crossing, New Horizons or whatever. Animal Crossing I definitely haven't played, but I heard about it. I think it just came out at the perfect time in the midst of the pandemic, and it's literally accessible to everyone in the world, whether it's like a little girl, an old woman, a dude, just anything. Anyone can play Animal Crossing and have fun and kill some time. So I'm going to tell you guys what I think will win and what I want to win, my personal pick. For Game of the Year, what I think will win, the critics wise, I mean, I think this will really show if the Game of the Awards are in tune with people or not. Because I think everyone's personal pick, and mine included, my personal pick for Game of the Year this year, 2020, is Ghost of Tsushima. Kind of easily. Maybe Persona 5 Royale, but that's not even a fucking nomination on here. But yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe Hades could win it. I could 100% see Hades winning it. That's probably the devs' choice. Not devs, the voters' choice. Will either be Hades. If The Last of Us wins it, then it's just out of touch with people. Animal Crossing should not win it. Doom Eternal is very unmemorable, even though it's fun. That's just how Doom is. Final Fantasy VII Remake, it's I don't know, man. It's just not my game of the year at all. And I can't even like I can't even see any positives with that game. It looks pretty sometimes, but we'll be talking more about that game. So yeah, I think the devs, or not devs. Why do I keep saying devs? I think people will vote for Hades to win. But me personally, I got Ghost of Tsushima or Ghost of Tsushima. People might choose that. That's a lot of people's favorite. It's just a unique experience. It ended a console generation perfectly. That is my game of the year easily. Game direction is the next genre we have here. The direction in which they took the game. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake again, Ghost of Tsushima again, Hades again, Last of Us Part 2 again, and Half-Life Alyx. Half-Life Alyx, I obviously didn't play, haven't played. It's a VR game. I don't own a VR. And the direction they took a game, um, Final Fantasy Remake, I hate the direction they took the game because it took it in a completely different direction than the original, which just sucks. Ghost of Tsushima had a really nice direction. Last of Us 2 did not have a good game direction, in my opinion. I don't know what I don't know. I guess I don't understand 100% what this means. I could kind of put this with the Game of the Year recommended thing. I think it's probably either Hades or Ghost of Tsushima, maybe Half-Life Alyx. But two of these games on here for most of these categories are just disappointing to me as all hell, which is Final Fantasy VII Remake and Last of Us Part 2. Which comes to our next genre, though, best narrative. We have some game I've never heard of, 13 Sentinel, Aegis Rim. Never played it, can't count that. Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Last of Us Part 2, and Final Fantasy VII Remake. For best narrative, so the best story, it's telling you this story. I don't know how Final Fantasy VII Remake can even be put on here because if you don't know anything about the original Final Fantasy VII, there is no story to the remake. It don't fucking make any sense. The Last of Us Part 2, narrative, I mean, it's one of the most controversial yet memorable. I fucking remember a lot of the story in that game. I don't remember, I mean, at the same time, though, a lot of the events are unmemorable. Um, Ghost of Tsushima's narrative was okay, but it was mainly about the combat. Honestly, narrative games are ass this year. This should probably go to Hades, or maybe Last of Us 2 is what people will choose. I think it should probably go to Hades for best narrative. But yeah, that's our first three categories. Doing this all old school on fucking paper and shit. Thank you guys so much for watching, though. Like, comment, subscribe down below if you're enjoying the video while I find my next page. Best art direction. Here goes some good stuff. Some art direction. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Ori Will of the Wisps, and Last of Us Part 2. Ori Will of the Wisps being the only new game on here that we've seen so far. Not new game, but like, that is the fucking same 4 games. I haven't played Ori either. I know what it is, but I've heard it's great. Best art direction. I mean, I get Last of Us 2 was beautiful. Final Fantasy VII Remake literally had... I mean, it is beautiful at some parts, but at some parts, the background of that game is just a, like, 2D cutout. It just looks horrible, and I'll never forget that. So that game looks horrible, even in art direction for me. Ghost of Tsushima's art direction, though, that game is actually the most beautiful game you will ever play if you play it. It is made to be beautiful. It's so beautiful, it's unrealistic, almost. So yeah, that could go to anyone. It could go to Ori, Ghost, Hades, or Last of Us, and I wouldn't be mad. I will choose Ghost, because that's the one I experienced for art direction. That game was gorgeous. So many screenshots taken. Maybe Hades, though, because that's an indie art game, and Will of the Wisp is, too. Damn, that's probably my favorite category of closest shit, because Last of Us 2 is technically, amazing as well. Best music for Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades, Ori Will of the Wisps, and Last of Us Part 2. This is once again a pretty close one. I don't know Hades' soundtrack the best, so I can't really count Hades or Ori for me. Final Fantasy VII Remake soundtrack is okay. Actually, no, I wouldn't put that on here either, because I remember that one fucking song in the Underground Railroad when you're dealing with the robot hands in Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it's got that techno music going. That shit is garbage. But it remakes some of the classic Final Fantasy VII themes that I just love and I will sit down and listen to and think about life all the time. But sometimes I listen to just the original soundtrack. It's just original remakes. Doom Eternal, though, might win this. I think that's my choice. And I think people will just choose Doom Eternal for best music. It's Doom. That's what it's known for, is action and music. Last of Us 2 surprisingly had an insanely good soundtrack. It actually inspired me to make my favorite music from games playlist. I mean, I've always had the idea, but to really do it, Last of Us Part 2 actually did that for me. So I could see Last of Us Part 2 winning music, but at the same time, how many songs were in it? I don't know, man. That's a close one. I think Doom or Last of Us 2. Maybe Hades, though, once again. Best audio design. This is different than music. This is just like hearing noises and gunfire and shit like that, obviously. Doom Eternal, once again. Half-Life Alyx, Ghost of Tsushima, Resident Evil 3, and The Last of Us Part 2. Resident Evil 3 I haven't gotten to yet, but I definitely know about it. And it's like 4 hours long, I know. And I guess it's probably pretty cool, and it had to be nominated for something. But this might have to be a Last of Us 2 or Ghost of Tsushima thing. Haven't played Half-Life Alyx. I guess I'm just really ignorant to some of these games at the same time. But Last of Us Part 2 had some really great audio design, I would say, overall. Just yeah, I think Last of Us Part 2 gets this from the viewers and from like the critics and me in general. I think Last of Us Part 2 will easily take audio design. Next up, we got Best Performance, like an actor in a video game. We got Ashley Johnson as Ellie from Last of Us Part 2. Laura Bailey as Abby from Last of Us Part 2. That's a controversial pick. No, the voice acting for Abby was good, and the acting was good, just she was written in such a disgusting way. We got Daisuke I don't know how to say this name, but Jin Sakai from the guy from Ghost of Tsushima's his acting, and Logan Cunningham playing as Hades in Hades, and Niall Jeter as Miles Morales in Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm just gonna pick Miles Morales for this one because I think it's really cool to have someone playing Miles Morales, and he seemed pretty good from what I've seen online. I don't think I don't think any of the other four. I haven't played Hades, so maybe Hades wins this as well. Uh, Ellie and Abby in Last of Us are both acted phenomenally, but like sometimes they're really cringy in that game. And it's just the lines they're given. I understand. And Jin Sakai is just an okay character from Ghost. He's not the main character. Ghost is kind of not the reason to play Ghost. It's everything else. It's the combat in the world. So yeah, I think the critics will probably choose someone from The Last of Us. I'll choose the guy from Miles Morales. Best ongoing game, so our best current game that's like a live service game. We got Apex Legends, our Battle Royale, Destiny 2, I hate Destiny, Warzone, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky, the game that ripped me off $60 and I've never talked about. Um, I think Warzone will win this. My friends still enjoy Warzone. I actually don't talk about Warzone. I think I did an impressions video on it a long time ago, and I said it had a tons of potential when it first came out, and it fucking took that potential and ran with it. I'll give the Warzone its props. I don't play it because it takes up 100 to 200 gigs on your PlayStation, but it is cool. I think it's actually one of the better battle royales out there. So Warzone, I think will get it overall. Yeah. Best indie game. I haven't played all these, but I played enough of them to put it on here. There's a game called Carry On and Spirit Flares. I've never played, never heard of. Then we got Hades, Fall Guys, and Spelunky 2. Spelunky 2, Captain E, shout out to him. Go subscribe to him if you're somehow this late in the video. He always plays it, and I watch his videos, and Spelunky's cool. My brother also plays it, and it's pretty cool. But I think Hades will easily win Best Indie. Fall Guys was also pretty cool for a while. I did a review on that, but it was kind of like a fad. It fell off pretty quick. And yeah, is what it is. Getting to our last 6 topics here. Best mobile game. We got Among Us, COD Mobile, Genshin Impact. I recently did a video on that. Pokemon Cafe Mix, and Legends of Runeterra. I've never played Pokemon Cafe Mix or Legends of Runeterra. I think Among Us easily wins this. It's just insane. I mean, it came out 2 years ago, so I'm surprised it's on here, but Among Us just deserves best mobile game overall. Genshin Impact is up there, but I recently did a video on that, and I think it's the fact that they threw that shit on consoles is disrespectful to me. Anyway, best action game, pretty cool genre here. I like this genre. We got Doom Eternal, Hades, Half-Life Alyx, Neo 2, and Streets of Rage 4. Neo 2 and Streets of Rage 4 are 2 games I've been interested in, and I played a bit of, but have never reviewed it. Streets of Rage 4 is just like a fun, short, beat-em-up game, co-op, and Neo 2 is a really hard Souls-like game. And I don't know what will win this. Probably Doom Eternal or Hades. But Neo 2 could easily win this. Neo 2 is a huge step up from Neo 1, and it's just cool all around. Yeah, I'm going to choose Neo 2, but I think Doom or Hades will get it. Best action-adventure game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Miles Morales, Ori, Will of the Wisp, Jedi Fallen Order, The Last of Us Part 2. I smiled at the camera there because I recently did a review on Jedi Fallen Order. But Jedi Fallen Order, I think I will choose... no, Ghost is on there, though. Ghost has to win this. Or maybe Jedi Fallen Order, to be honest. That is like a typical action-adventure game, and I enjoyed it as an action-adventure game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I hear it is garbage. Don't play it, don't buy it. Miles Morales is super short. Last of Us Part 2 is obviously an action-adventure game that could win it, but I think Fallen Order is, like, unanimously agreed as a good game compared to fucking Last of Us. Our final topics here, as I'll try to wrap this video up 15 minutes in. The best RPG of this year. Finally, a category I love. Excuse me. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, the greatest experience of all time. It just takes 100 hours. Definitely recommend that game and definitely pick that to win. But we also got Wasteland 3, which I reviewed, and that game was tons of fun, but super unpolished and buggy and crashed a lot. Yakuza Like a Dragon just came out. Will be playing soon, whether it's before or after Cyberpunk. It'll be within the next 2 months, and that's a turn-based RPG that I'm interested in, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5 Royal, let me just take a minute of silence to talk about Persona 5 Royal. This game was insane, amazing. Play it if you're anywhere close into good games and don't mind anime and you have a lot of time on your hands. Only reason it probably didn't get more nominations, that game is probably my game of the year, to be honest. It didn't get more nominations, though, simply for the fact that 80% of the game is the same as the base Persona 5, but they added about 20% to the game, brand new, and it is like a phenomenal 20% that they added to the game, but it is, 80% the same game. So yeah, I choose Persona 5 Royal, and that should win it. I think critics should choose that. Best fighting game, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, never heard of. MK11 Ultimate, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, One Punch Man game I've never played, and Under Night I've never played. Basically, the only ones I've played are MK11 and Street Fighter 5. I just want to take this time to say MK11 should definitely add tag mode to it, and I'll play the game again. And they shouldn't call it Mortal Kombat Ultimate because you don't have every Mortal Kombat character there. You're not Smash Bros. I mainly just wanted to talk about this just to hate on Mortal Kombat, but I also choose that as my fighting game of the year because I have never played any of the other ones besides Street Fighter 5, and Street Fighter 5 is just kind of meh. And then finally, the final topic, best family game, Animal Crossing, Crash, It's About Time, so Crash 4, Fall Guys, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Minecraft Dungeons, and Paper Mario The Origami King. I haven't played many of these. I know about them though, and I don't know what will win, to be honest. I don't know why I put this on here. Like, comment, subscribe if you guys are enjoying the video. I'm about to end it here soon. I'll probably choose for best family game, Fall Guys, or Paper Mario Origami King. That shit seems lit. Definitely not Minecraft Dungeons though. That shit was trash. Xbox spent all that money on Mojang just to make that shitty ass game. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my longest video I've made in a while. But there's just a tons of topics, and this is a fun thing to talk about. Let me know your guys' game of the year recommendations down below, or commendations, whatever you choose is for your game of the year. Like I said in the beginning of the video. I'll see you guys next video. Peace out.